WITS or WITS0, like it's normally called, it just means Well Site Information Transfer Specification. And I want to highlight this because we notice we have people that mix it up. So I was like, I guess I'll just provide a lot more clarity. So at the rig itself with the EDR, your patient EDR, neighbor's EDR, whatever EDR it is, data is transferred using something called WITS code, right? They're more like binary numbers that you have on here, right? Like your zeros and ones, zeros and twos, zeros and eights. And each of these numbers mean they have a specific meaning or they specify something, right? In this case, we have a standard WITS packet, right? A standard WITS packet would have two ampersands, your regular WITS code, and it will end with exclamation mark. And what you see on here, we have the first two. The first two numbers are typically called the record numbers. So your typical drilling data, your MWD data, your mod log data, your survey data, your wireline data, whatever data it is, would always have a record number, right? For 01, we typically always be for like your time-based data. Your 02 would be like for your depth-based data. And then the second number, the second two digits here, the third and fourth one highlighted in orange, would be your record numbers, right? So it means that we specify something. So like a 01 would probably specify your the well API, 08 specify like the bit depth, 10 specify like the whole depth, and then the last four or 5, 6, whatever digit it is, will specify the exact value for those numbers for whatever the record you're doing. So in this case, for an example like I highlighted here, we have 0824, and 08 to mean was streaming under the record number for MW information evaluation, and 24 is specified for gamma, right? So 24, 23, 56, whatever it is, this is typically set up by the MWD or by whatever EDR company you have. They'll set this up for you, and then this is essentially how the data is transmitted through the rigs, right? So from your tools, it goes in here using these record numbers. For WITS, it's sort of an old technology. It's been around since the mid-1980s. And in North America, WITS data is typically transferred via serial cable. So your typical RS-232 cable is how it is transferred, and that helps it achieve real-time data, right? Because when it's cable transfer, you're getting data in like milliseconds or like seconds or anything. And it's a very simple format that is very human readable. It can be confusing at first, but when you eventually get into it, you know what the record numbers mean. It's pretty easy to read, right? Some of the drawbacks of using like the WITS data is you don't have any historical data. There's no way to pull this data, right? Once you send out the WITS packet, you sent it out. Even there was a mistake on it, there was any you want to make any changes, you can't even go back to pull the data. Once that WITS packet is gone, it is gone, right? And again, another drawback is it's a machine-to-machine communication, which means you have to be physically at the rig or next to a computer that is streaming this WITS data, which means you can't do anything remotely with a WITS data. And hence where the push for WITSML came in. So then we have WITSML, which is Well Site Information Transfer Specification markup language. And this is essentially the next version where they went from WITS to WITSML. And this is done based on the XML language, right? It was developed in the early 2000s, and it is done via a protocol over the internet, right? So your typical TCP/IP. And in this case, it's near real-time exchange. So you have 1 second, 5 second, 10 second, depending on who your WITSML provider is. With WITSML, you can also get your historical data. So you can always go back to the server, pull that data anytime you want to pull it. If the data is present on the server, and then you can do company-to-company exchange or like machine-to-company exchange, right? So one of the good things about WITSML is you can be anywhere in the world, log into your project, log into the server, and be able to pull this WITSML data, right? So you don't have to be physically at the rig or next to your machine to pull this data. And this data has also helped with when you have people doing like drilling monitoring at the rig or anywhere or even remotely. The WITSML data has helped a lot because then you get things like your time series data, and you can use this time series data to do like a lot more things. Geosteering, you can do it for data analysis, you can use it for rig state calculation, to like tons of use of WITSML data, right? In the left here, it's written in a code format, but in real life, when you're streaming the data, it doesn't come in like this. this is sort of what the back end happens. You have your typical UIDs and the different nomenclatures that the WITSML standard has developed, right? WITSML is developed by Energistics, and they keep pushing, they keep trying to push, trying to like expand this to have more capabilities. And I think the current versions, they're currently working on the 2.1 or 2.2 version, but more servers typically use the 1.3 and 1.4 version. That's what's commonly used, right? So as you can see, this is what your typical UID would be. You have your gamma, you have a mnemonic, you have a unit, you have a min and max index, and a few other things depending on how your server is built.